Hey, how y'all doing? Just going to make a quick video here for any of you that are struggling with the removal of the Bosch style fuel injectors on the Land Rover, Range Rover product, 3-liter supercharged, 5-liter supercharged, Discoveries, full-size Range Rovers. The one I'm going to show you that we had the biggest amount of difficulty with was with a Jaguar F type. Did a couple of injectors on that. A little side note, just before you start going into this headache of replacing injectors, we had injector circuit codes issues on number 7 and on number 5 different banks. I went after number 7 first, just because it was a little bit easier on the F-type. There's really not a lot in the way. Having replaced that relatively stress-free, the code still remained. So it turned out, after doing a little bit of troubleshooting on the wiring to see if there was, a corrupt wire somewhere, it turns out that bank number 5, the fuel injector, had obviously shorted out and it was dragging down the other cylinder. Quick, easy way to fix that if you don't have a lot of diagnostics tools. Just unplug one of the affected fuel injectors at a time, clear your codes, drive it, and see if your code returns just to the unplugged injector, or if both injectors are showing a malfunction, and that way you would know if it's either a corrupted injector causing a problem, or if you actually do in fact have 2 injectors which have gone bad, which apparently is quite common. I'm going to switch the camera view here and go over a couple of the tools. We had one that snapped, number 5 on the F-type. Relatively easy to get to, but we had to do a couple of things to make it a little bit easier to do the extraction. So anyway, if you've tried this before, this is what the standard tool looks like. It's got a bit of an offset on it, so you can get over the fender wells or the inner fenders. This is a bit of an adaptation I made because we do quite a few of these. Put a little bit of extra weight on it, give it a little extra oomph. In most cases, one of these two will get the job done. In the instance where they're not coming out for love or money, we use the big boy. It's just a straight slide hammer with a welded attachment on it. Only problem with this, and especially on the Range Rovers with the engine in situ, you've got it on the Manchee, but it's the tool of choice, is that the fender wells are in the way. On the F-type, we could actually just jack the engine up a little bit and get it off its mounts, and that gave us clearance to use this as a straight pull. Unfortunately, on that cylinder number 5 I was talking about, this happened. After a couple of ugga-duggas, that snaps off. And if you've done that and your heart, falls, you're like, oh my God, what do I do? I don't want to pull my cylinder head. Don't blame you. Bottom line is you've got to get it turning. It's stuck in there, and I've seen a lot of videos that say, hey, penetrating oil. This was left over a weekend with penetrating oil in the injector well, and it's bone dry. It didn't touch it. So I really do think you're wasting your time. All you're doing is making a mess with penetrating oil. So in a nutshell, what you've got to do to get it apart is you've got to get down to something you can grab. We started here, I want to say with a 3/8, either a 3/8 or this inside Torx, just smashed down there as hard as can be. A point of importance is make sure you use deep sockets. If you drive a standard short socket on there and it gets stuck, you've got a whole different amount of problems you're going to deal with. Anyway, bottom line is, this is what came out first. This came out with the 3/8 and snapped. This was a little bit more difficult to get out. Used a combination of, I think, 11mm or 7/16, 12 points deep again. Again, do not be tempted to hammer on a short socket. You'll be very upset if that thing gets stuck on there. And actually, I found what the best weapon of choice were these Irwin extractors. They're pretty sturdy, and you can give them a really good hammer. And they're tapered, so they start easy, and you can really crack the bejeebers out of them to get them home. And then the next more important tool I found was, these are pretty cheap. You get them from Home Depot. Husky make them, but they have this little collar on there that will not let the socket release without you pulling it. For the extraction side of things, if you're able to get them out by just getting a spin on them, when you get down to this point, that tool is invaluable. and I've done that a few times, so it's worth it. It's not even expensive. They're cheap, and you don't mind hitting the crap out of them. So I do recommend those. Now, in this case, we could not get it turning. It actually sheared the middle section of the injector, you can see, which left this exposed with all the copper windings in there. So we took our time, dug it all out of there, and then the saving grace was this big sucker here. It's just a 3/4 inch bolt from Home Depot. I don't know what the thread count is. It's pretty coarse. We welded a slide hammer bolt, excuse the ugly welding, a slide hammer bolt onto that, threaded that down into what's left of the injector. No tap, it just went in there by itself. Got it in there a good 3/4 of an inch, and then hit it with a slide hammer. It came out. So hopefully this helps. My takeaways are, I don't know that putting any kind of penetrant on it helps it. Heat does seem to help on a couple that I've done in the past. Just use a heat gun. Obviously you've got open fuel lines, so don't be using oxy or anything, but a bit of a heat gun to get the cylinder head warm, or if you can stand the heat to work on them when they've been running, they do tend to come out a little bit easier, but obviously you've got to take quite a few parts off to get to it. I apologize for the sloppy video. It's the first one I've ever made. Hopefully it helps somebody, and I won't be doing any editing. Good luck.